It is the 21st century, but it seems that some things will never change. And this includes the inherent misogyny in sports and the unnecessary scrutiny that women are subjected to. Let's take a look at what happened this time around, the European Handball Tournament. For those of you that might not be aware, this tournament serves as the trial to qualify and participate in the Olympics, taking place every 2 years. And if the pressure of the sport that is handball isn't enough, one which is already a grueling and physically demanding sport that requires extensive use of the mind and body, training your reflexes and your mind to play an effective and fast-paced game, the one thing that should be the least of your worries during a match is how short or long your clothes are. And most athletes don't really have to, unless they're female athletes, of course. Not that this is surprising, but it is shameful on the behalf of the European Handball Association. But after the stunt they pulled, they don't get a very strong chance at redemption. The fact that women are still being policed, what to, what not to, how much or how little to wear, being professional athletes was baffling to female athletes all over the world, and even regular people, because how does that make sense? The controversy. To put things into context, here's what really happened, which has everyone ticked off. The Norwegian handball team was fined a jaw-dropping amount of something around $1,800 because their match attire was not in compliance with the rules of the federation. So basically, wearing shorts that covered up a sizable amount of your body were not in compliance with the dress code of the federation. But this leads you to question if the rules actually make sense. The Athletic Dispensary Commission decided to impose a fine of 150 euros per player for a total of 1,500 euros. The decision drew a lot of criticism from Norway officials, who have pointed out the uniform requirements for women weren't really flexible or empirical, and that the disqualification was completely unnecessary. Norwegian Volleyball Federation President Erik Sordal straight out said that this rule doesn't make sense. And while bikinis have not been compulsory for beach volleyball players since 2012, International Handball Federation (IHF) rules state that the female athletes at all costs must be wearing their bikini bottoms, and that these must have fit that is tight, be cut on an upward angle toward the top of the leg. In contrast, male players wear shorts. It's completely ridiculous, Norway's Minister for Culture and Sports, Abid Raja, tweeted, expressing his disdain to the rules. In recent years, it seems that the players and the unions have been pushing for a change in the dress code for the European handball team, even though there have been absurd claims in the past, with the federation's social media going off to say that the organizers would fine the players for anything covering more than 10 centimeters of their butts. And this seems like nothing but classic, plain, indoctrinated sexism, the kind that blatantly objectifies women. The rule officially reads, women should be wearing a bikini where the top should be a tight-fitting sports bra with openings at the arms that are deep. The bottom must not be more than 10 centimeters going down to the side, and the women have noted that it makes them feel unnecessarily sexualized and that they're uncomfortable wearing it, especially when they're in the middle of their menstrual cycle. The players also noted that these kinds of rules aren't subjected to male players, seeing as they can play in shorts and a t-shirt, one that modestly covers all of them. They questioned why can't the same apply to women, and disappointingly enough, the women had to change into the bikini bottoms because they were threatened to be disqualified, even if it was something that made them uncomfortable. The reaction: the players who were subjected to the fine were straight having none of it, because two of the players said in an interview that there was simply no point to wearing bikini bottoms instead of compression shorts. Players Tanya Lurstad and Julie Berg professionally addressed the soaring contention in an interview on ITV, telling guest host Ranveer Singh that the federation of their country has received a tremendous outpour of support. They also mentioned that legitimately every other athletic commission has supported them from every major sport except their own. Everyone except the ones making the rules. Even the men's handball team, they've expressed their support. But the good thing is, they just aren't supported by the federations. They've also been supported worldwide by other prominent and influential figures, like high-profile celebrities. Tennis player and legend Martina Navratilova shared the original tweet, stating what she just read is ridiculous Fearless. Another very prominent celebrity who's been at the center of support is singer Pink, who's even offered to pay off their fine, claiming her unabashed support for them. Pink's support for the Norwegian team. Taking to Twitter, she gave the federation a piece of her mind. In a passionately fierce tweet, she said, "I'm very proud of the Norwegian female beach handball team for protesting the very sexist rules about their uniform." Pink wrote on Twitter, "The European Handball Federation should be fined for sexism. Good on you, ladies. I'll be happy to pay your fines for you. Keep it up." After Pink's outrageously open support for the team responded with a very warm reply that consisted of them thanking everybody for the support and the love they have received. The team also thanked Pink officially on their Instagram story, reposting the singer's comment and writing, "Wow, thank you so much for the support," putting the lightning bolt and heart emoji to spice up the comment. Needless to say, the players were delighted at the fact that the singer was so supportive of their cause and understood what they were fighting for. And what this did was encourage a discourse ahead of the Tokyo Olympics, with players of various sports like beach volleyball, tennis, gymnastics, pushing back at the double standards for male and female athletes, demanding a change for the regulations in light of the problems faced by female athletes. The change prompted by the federations. And as Twitter goes, it doesn't leave any stones unturned. When they came down to inspecting the fundamental differences between the men's and women's uniform, they found out that the fundamental differences between them makes no sense. Women wear sports bras as opposed to men who wear shirts, and women wear tight panties, bikini bottoms, instead of the men who wear long, loose-fitting shorts. The president of the Norwegian Handball Federation, Geir Leo, has said that in an effort to bring a change in the regulations concerning the female athletes' attire, the likes of Sweden, Norway, Denmark, France would collaborate in a letter to bring about the changes in the rule sets. The French team manager, Valérie Nicolas, supported Norway's stance and said nations should stand in unison to bring about the change. "We have lost players due to the suits," she told newspaper Verdens Gang. "The players tell me they are uncomfortable, feel naked, and feel super conscious of their bodies. It is a sport with a lot of movement, and you are hindered by the bikini. There's also discomfort associated with menstruation, and not least religion." And the Norway team proved that their clothes could not come in their way when it comes to winning and playing the game. Norway ended up dominating its group, but lost in the semifinals before finishing fourth after having lost to Spain for the bronze medal. Tough luck, isn't it? The bikini issues. Two sides of the spectrum. While it is apparent that some of the players are vehemently against wearing those very revealing and uncomfortable pairs of those bikini bottoms, like Norway's Handball Federation, they've been campaigning to change the IHF uniform rules since at least 2006, according to the players and their prior protests. The Norwegian Handball Federation president, Geir Leo, told Agence France Presse that the most important thing is the comfort and utility that the athlete feels, and it seems that a clause to navigate the rules will be discussed in the upcoming months. EHF spokesman Andrew Berenger said the legislative body is committed to bringing this topic forward in the interest of its member federations. However, it must also be said that a change of the rules can only happen at IHF level. Meanwhile, on the flip side of the coin, German volleyball players Carla Borger and Julia Sud said they would boycott the tournament in Qatar in protest of it being the only country where players are not allowed to wear bikinis. Her reasoning was simple. She said that they come to do their jobs here, and now they're going to bar them from showing up dressed for their work, Borger told a publication. The Qatar Volleyball Association eventually resigned, saying that there would be no restrictions on athletes playing in the traditional bikinis. And after seeing and hearing both sides of the situation, at the end of the day, it seems that the different point of views of the athletes go side by side and must be respected. The drama, however, will never cease to exist. That's all we have for today, folks. See you in the next video. Until then, ciao!